Let's move to our last topic in this section, name ranges. A name range allows a user to give an alias to a set of cells, a column, a row, or a data set. This alias can be later referenced in a formula or a function. There are multiple advantages to a name range. First of all, they make it very easy to reference a specific data set instead of constantly switching tabs or moving around or across your sheet. Plus, I don't normally think in rows and columns, so it's easier when reviewing a formula to review the name range, which can be growth rate, instead of the actual row or column. Additionally, name ranges makes a spreadsheet easier to audit because the reader can read the name of the cells instead of having to go track down the cells in the spreadsheet. This means that you should always make sure to pick a name that is clear, concise, and self-explanatory. Lastly, name ranges are useful when copying formulas since they do not require any cell locking. The alias will always refer to the same cell even when you copy the formula across the table. When naming ranges, you cannot have spaces in your names. This will result in an error. Additionally, a name that already exists cannot be used again. Existing name ranges can be managed through the Name Manager, which can be found on the Formulas tab. Let's start by taking a look at the data set that we have been provided with. As you can see, the table shows sales data per distributor, country, and product. We also get information about the sales channel as well as the date sold. This data table will be used throughout the rest of this section and the course. Since we will be using this table going forward, it makes sense to start by creating name ranges for the entire data set. First, we're going to select the data that we would like to create an alias for. So let's click on the top left cell of the table. Now we can select all the cells in the table using our mouse, or by using Control plus the arrows to select all the way down to the right. So we'll do Control and the right arrow, and then Control and the down arrow. But there's an even better way to do this. The Control A is a shortcut that'll select all the cells within the table automatically, which is exactly what we want to do here. At the top of the page on the left side, you will find a name box. This is where Excel shows you which cell in your sheet you are currently on. But it can also be used to create a name range. Since we have selected sales data, that's what we were going to call the name range. So let's type that in the name box and press enter. Now, if we go back and reselect the entire table, once more using the Control A, we will see that Excel now recognizes the selected data as being named sales data. Let's create another name range, this time for the revenue, that is in column L. We start by selecting the first value in the column, and then using the Shift, Control, arrow down shortcut to select all the data in the column. Instead of naming this range using the name box, we're going to use the Define Names option under the Formula table. If we select the Define Names option, a pop-up appears, prompting us for the alias that we want to use. Since we selected the revenue, let's call this range Sales Revenue. Under the same tab, you will find the Name Manager option. This is used to create a new name range, to edit the cells that the name range is referring to change the name that is being used, or to delete a name range. Let's use the Name Manager to create another name range, this time for quantity of products that were sold. So we click on New, and another pop-up window opens, asking us what we want to call our name range. Let's call this one Quantity Sold. Next, we are prompted to select the cells that are going to be named. Here, this is the data in column J. So let's go ahead and select it. Once we're done with that, we can press OK, and that name range is created successfully. Now that we know how to create name ranges, let's take a look at how to use them. Let's say we want to calculate the total revenue for this data sheet. In order to do so, we're going to want to sum all the records in column L. We just created a name range for this data, so we're going to use that in our sum function instead of selecting the cells manually. Let's start by typing our sum formula. And then inside our sum formula, we're going to type out sales. And while we do this, we see that a prompt comes up asking us if by any chance we are looking for sales data or sales revenue. We're going to select the sales revenue, since that is the name range we are looking for. And you can select this by hitting Tab or selecting it with your mouse. So now it's your turn to practice name ranges with exercise 1B. Note that you may need to create additional name ranges to answer certain questions.